All right, you ready? Ready on the set? Spin us round, round. All right, I want to take a minute and introduce the world to Mike, because I understand Mike has a little bit of history in aviation. He flies this awesome Hyperbipe. I think I'm going to call him Mike Bipe or something today.
Mako Mike.
But introduce yourself and how you got started in aviation, and then we'll kind of spin back around to this.
Sure. So my name is Mike Mathews. I fly this SNS7 Hyperbipe. It was made by Sorel. It's a two-seat, side-by-side aerobatic airplane. I am a aerobatic and tailwheel instructor. I have been in the Lake Norman area for about 15 years. Ooh. Been an aerobatic instructor for about 15 years here in central North Carolina, mostly operating decathlons, but also the Pitts, Kristen, Stearman type of aircraft. I grew up flying in the foothills of North Carolina. My old man, Rick, is a helicopter guy, so I kind of grew up around helicopters, but we had a Cessna 170, a lot of grass strip hopping. I got interested in aerobatics with RC aircraft. Flew RC for a couple of years, and my favorite airplane was the Decathlon, so I promised myself that I would buy one eventually. And I did. My brother and I started an aerobatic flight school called Aerodynamics. Ran it for about 11 years here out of Lake Norman. But yeah, I've been flying my whole life. I'm also a corporate pilot. I fly for a sports team. I won't really call it a charter. We're a Part 125 operation transport category. We move NASCAR folks, NCAA basketball. Been doing that inside the NASCAR realm for years. Have flown for several drivers, several team owners on multiple different jets, Westwind, Astra, Citations, and Lear jets. But I keep coming back to this. This is where I have the most fun. I also went crop dusting for about 8 seasons. I'm a air tractor, thrush, and drometer guy. Mostly bug season stuff out in the breadbasket, out in Iowa and South Dakota, Nebraska area. But yeah, I still instruct pretty often, mostly tailwheel and high performance stuff. But in the meantime, I fly around in Mako, and we go to fly-ins, and we go to places like Triple Tree, campouts, $100 hamburgers, and it's a hoot. It's a hoot to fly.
Hey guys, 1 second. Hey guys, you've probably seen me traveling a whole lot these days. What makes all this possible, getting this original aviation content, is sponsors like these. Dynon Avionics at dynonavionics.com. Airtech Coatings at airtechcoatings.com. Airworx at airworxaviation.com. AviNation at avinationusa.com. Check the description below for links to these great companies. And visit our website at experimentalaircraftchannel.com for events, our video library arranged in easy-to-find playlists on specific topics, affiliate products, aviation merchandise, and so much more. If you like these videos that we are producing weekly, give that like button a click and engage all notifications so you don't miss a single episode. So, if you haven't noticed, we're kind of spinning at the moment, and we're not at the fairgrounds. We're at the Lake Norman Airpark here in Mooresville, North Carolina. Race City, USA. And to my surprise, I've never seen this kind of turret rotisserie, whatever you'd call this style of hangar, but lo and behold, we're sitting here on a wood/metal platform spinning at about a half a mile per hour probably. Now, I'm probably going to go completely dark as we go into the sun here of the hangar, so we'll come back around to the light in just a few seconds, but this is really awesome. This is amazing. I imagine it didn't cost, it wasn't cheap to install this, but it's definitely a very unique thing to have at an airpark, an airport. Hit a button. I don't think we have to put any quarters in.
We do not have to put quarters in, but there are a lot of quarters invested in this machine.
So this is kind of like a vending machine for airplanes here, and I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to 8 slots.
7 aircraft per wheel.
Yeah, pretty cool. And then the other thing is, and I'll probably get a shot of this in a minute, is the hangar door is a long steel tube with a canvas that kind of unrolls like a scroll. And so it's a very, very unique hangar that we're sitting in here. So Mike, what is, being that you have such a cross-section of experience in aviation from corporate jets to fun GA, maybe name your favorite corporate jet, favorite GA aircraft, and most interesting experience?
Sure. So I really don't have a favorite corporate jet. I really like the machine that I'm flying right now, the E145RJ. But the reason I love the machine is not because of the machine. It's because of the time off that it allows me to go out and fly this thing or jump in a Super Cub. I'm also a seaplane instructor here in the Lake Norman area. I ran a seaplane operation for a summer. It was called Piedmont Pole Jumpers. I enjoy that type of flying, STOL, seaplane, aerobatic, small airplanes. So the E145 allows me a lot of time off to do those. Therefore, I love that airframe.
Awesome. Well, that's amazing to be able to have that kind of access and experience. What was really like the main drive to get into aviation for you? I mean, what was the major influence that got it all started?
So I think I said before, my old man Rick is a helicopter guy. He's a Huey Cobra Vietnam era guy. I grew up around helicopters, and I'm terrified of them. So I decided to go fixed wing. We decided to keep it fixed wing, and getting into general aviation was really his doing. We bought that Cessna 170 before I could even see over the instrument panel. A lot of grass strip hopping with him, and we bought the airplane to run back and forth to the armory so he could fly on weekends and get back home to the other 2 kids at home. But that motivated me to continue with aviation and pursue an aviation career.
And when did you get your first real taste of aerobatics, and what really kind of lit the fire under your butt to get, like, you dove totally like all in on that? So how did that all get started?
So I think I was probably 8 or 9 years old. A friend of mine who's actually based at the grass strip that I keep Mako typically. His name is Randy Wishon. He had an old Hats CB1 biplane. Went up, did a loop, did a roll. I was hooked. So started flying some RC after that because I couldn't afford an aerobatic airplane, but I did buy an Avid Flyer with a 2-stroke Rotax. Built some time, rebuilt that aircraft, gained some experience on the mechanic side, built some time in that aircraft. Not that it was aerobatic, but then we transitioned to a decathlon, and the fun really started. So
we're gonna go dark here in just a second for a few more seconds as the hangar door comes around. But let me ask, like, if somebody wanted to, because you're so heavily into the aerobatic things, if somebody wanted to get started into that, what would be a good, like, bare minimum entry level aircraft that you could safely start to learn the fundamentals of aerobatics?
So the Clip Wing Cub is a really great airplane to start that in. It really forces you to manage the energy. Something like a American Champion Citabria or a Decathlon is another great option. If you start out in something like the Hyperbike or a Pitts or something comparable, you've got all the power in the world. You really don't learn that much. I feel like you have to learn to manage the energy before you can appreciate an excess of energy.
So to compare this to like an automotive situation, maybe when you're getting on the highway, you're getting on the highway with like a Volkswagen Bug versus a Ferrari?
Yeah, I don't know that I would call Mako a Ferrari, but we may be in that Porsche category, I would call it a Porsche. It's pretty quick. I cruise around at 160 miles an hour. The airplane's capable of +6 and -5, which is all the G load, all the more G load that I need. It does a lot of cool stuff. It's a Swiss Army knife.
Awesome. Well, thanks for taking a spin around the rotisserie with me today and sharing with the world a little bit about yourself and what you've done. If somebody wanted to get in touch with you to get some instruction, all kinds of instruction, I guess you have to offer, how can they get a hold of you?
Well, so I'm not a YouTube guy, really, but I am on social media. I am on Instagram as Phantom Aviator. Pretty easy to get in touch with me there. Or you can look up Acrodynamics. I no longer really support Acrodynamics because we sold the aircraft last year, but I do still offer instruction in folks that have aerobatic or tailwheel or high performance or seaplane or also multi-engine stuff. Yeah, I'm pretty easy to get in touch with.
All right. Well, thanks for watching this episode, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching this week's episode. Remember to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that bell so you don't miss a single episode. Check out our website at experimentalaircraftchannel.com. We'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for watching.